Welcome to Therapists Say, the podcast where we talk about real life, real feelings, and the stuff everyone's dealing with, but no one really explains. We're here to make mental health make sense, keep things honest, and remind you that you're not the only one trying to figure it all out. Therapists Say is brought to you by Full Circle Therapy and Inner Wellness Therapeutic Services. Let's get into today's episode. And welcome back to another episode of Therapists Say. I'm your host, Mel.
And I'm your other host, Liz.
I'm the co-host, Barry.
All right, so we have some shrink wrap. I'll go first.
Okay.
I came back yesterday from Canada from seeing Michael.
Gosh. We have to do this?
Yes.
Of course
Do
And you know
we
why?
have a high Michael Bublé fan base
No,
that
of course
listens to
not.
Shrink Wrap?
Of course.
I don't know,
Okay.
but if you do, please comment below. But it's very important for me to tell you all because the last episode we ended with me saying that the next
Mhm.
episode was going to come out when I left to see Michael. So I feel like I need to let my
Bublé.
fans know Bublé.
They're on a first name.
Yeah,
But his
apparently.
friends actually call him Mike, but you know,
Oh, so you don't get to call him Mike.
I do sometimes.
Okay.
Anyways, so you guys aren't even paying attention to me. You're not even looking at me. When I
I'm looking at
speak.
my Shrink Wrap stuff.
Okay, so my video that I posted of him holding my hand and then taking my phone and singing to my mom on FaceTime
I had hung up
Mhm.
is
3 seconds before that.
yeah, Liz had hung up. She was on the FaceTime.
Did you really want to see Michael
Yeah, I would
Bublé?
have screen recorded it. That's cool.
That would have been super
Alright.
cool.
But I didn't. 'Cause
Okay.
I had to put my kids to sleep.
So anyways, so he sang to my mom on FaceTime and it was the best day of my life. And I made a TikTok about it, which is going viral. And someone commented on the TikTok saying
So
that they were at the concert and they thought that I was his wife.
I don't have a reply. Like,
And my
I
life
mean, I feel
is
like
complete.
there's so many things to reply to that. And I can't pin any down. They're all just like zoom, 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 zoom around my brain right now, and I can't pin them down.
Well, my life is complete. And
Because someone thought you might be Michael Bublé's wife.
that and because he held my hand multiple times at the concert and held my phone in his
I
hand.
would have thought he was gay.
Well, he's not.
I guess that'll get a shadow banned. Since we're shadow banned.
We may be shadow banned on YouTube. Anyways, it was the best day of my life. It was great.
Best
I'm
day
very
of your
happy,
life.
and I thought I should report.
Best day of your life.
Best day of my life.
2
Yes.
weddings.
Yeah. No,
3
3 kids.
childbirths.
Yeah,
does
3
not compare.
childbirths.
No, all those moments are like nerve wracking.
You're gonna lose your kids as followers now.
My kids know. My kids know.
Michael Bublé is more
They
important.
fully
The fact that he
expected-
touched your hand.
Grabbed her phone.
Grabbed my
grabbed
phone.
her phone, sang to your mom, their grandmom.
Yes, they know.
That makes
I think they fully expected me not to come back from that trip. And so I did. So they should be very happy.
I'm a little like I'm a little surprised you're not stalking him right now. Like you're just not like lurking. I was
tried.
looking at some movies and there was a
Okay.
movie called Lurk.
Ooh.
And I looked at what it was, and it's a chance encounter with a celebrity. This is just a blurb that I read. I was like, no thanks, and moved on from that movie. But it was somebody has a chance encounter with a celebrity, and then like I guess thinks they're friends and just follows them, and yeah.
Yeah, I could relate.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like I feel like
yeah.
this could be the breaking point for you, where you just
I just feel like I peaked and that's it. Like
that's
that's
awful.
that's best.
How old are you? Like 30?
7.
37, right?
Peaked at
And
37.
now it's all downhill from here.
That's
'Cause
it.
that's the peak. So you have another 50 years or so, or of just meh life.
Unless I
Keep going to see Michael Bublé,
Yes.
getting front row seats, and
Yes.
he eventually leaves his wife for you. That would make it all worth it. Okay.
no, I guess not. But I will continue to see him from row, yes. Maybe one day he'll be my friend.
No.
Why? Why?
Your sister's trying to save you from delusion.
We'll go on double dates. I'll stay married to Joe and we'll just hang out as friends.
Glad you specified that.
I know the way she said that.
All right. Well, it was amazing.
Okay. Did you have shrink wrap related to psychology?
Yeah, I did. I did. The last episode was the one on change, and we were talking about our New Year's resolutions and like to stick to them and all that. And so I was supposed to report back about whether or not I was sticking to exercising in the mornings.
Okay. And writing, probably.
Yeah, but I think it was more about
Mhm.
the exercise.
Okay.
The writing, I'm not too worried about because I just have to get back to it. But since I was with Michael, I was a little distracted.
Right.
But the exercise, I'm having a really hard time
There's
with.
going to be a whole chapter on Michael Bublé now
Probably.
in her relationships book.
Actually, yeah, probably.
No. I'm writing it with you. That's not happening. I'm against him being ever mentioned on this show again, but I'm outvoted. But
Oh my gosh, you know that at the concert there was a whole bunch of
Old ladies?
that was excellent.
yes, there were a lot of old ladies.
Of course.
One of which I almost got into a fight with because she said I was in her way, and I didn't care.
Because you were the only one standing at the concert.
I know, right?
Yes, I was.
When I saw the video, we're spending 15 minutes on Michael Bublé. I cannot believe this. But yeah, no one else is standing at the stage.
No
it's
one.
just you.
Just me. Yes. Everyone else had the same opportunity as me to be standing by the stage. We all had special wristbands for people sitting in the front row.
That say I'm allowed to charge the stage.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I give up.
And I was the only one. I was the only true fan. Moving on from Michael Bublé.
Okay, no, yeah, we were back.
We were talking about how I'm struggling with sticking to the exercise in the morning.
We were talking about writing also.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah. You
But I'm not too concerned about the
Are you having
writing.
trouble sticking to that also?
Not really. Not with the
Okay.
writing.
All right, good.
Yeah. But more so with the exercise. And so you're doing a really good job about being my accountability.
I know I have a reminder
person.
in my phone every day.
Yeah. And it does help a lot. But today it did not. Because I was like, no, I'm too tired
Right.
to get up. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But otherwise, you're doing okay. Like you're
Mhm.
hitting 3 times a week.
yes,
Your goal is 4.
it is.
I'm putting you out there. Your
Yes.
goal is 4
Yeah,
times a week,
Mhm.
and you're hitting 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, you'll only hit
I
2
know.
because
In my defense,
of Michael Bublé.
I thought today was Monday because I got back yesterday
Right.
from holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it on my shrink wrap. I could keep talking about Michael,
We know.
but I
Right.
won't.
Yeah.
I'm for banning him from the show. I'm really disappointed you didn't at least hand him a sticker or something. I mean, he's mentioned so much. This is almost like he's
Could
in
you
the
imagine?
podcast.
That actually was really annoying of you. You
To
easily
not give
could've
him a
gi-
sticker.
Yeah, you
You could have given him a
Could have
sticker
given him a sticker.
and been like, "We talk about you all the time. I talk about you all the time on my podcast."
You could.
And then we could have been viral. We could have been viral for a podcast instead of you being the only one that rushed the stage
Looking
and
like his
danced with him and someone thinking you were his wife. Because you know that's from a Bruce Springsteen video, right?
What?
Bruce Springsteen, like back in the 80s, he did Dancing in the Dark, and Courtney Cox plays, yeah, Google the video and you'll see. Like she's in the audience, but she's an actress.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
so they
she's
thought
not
you were
Courtney
a
Cox.
paid actress.
Right, because Bruce Springsteen did that with Dancing in the Dark.
I love that for myself.
Yeah. I guess you're following me.
I do. I am.
So they
thought you were like somebody close to him. Like Courtney Cox was obviously paid to be there as an actress and
You
to
were-
play that part.
I love
Because
that.
he smiles at her and he pulls her up on stage and dances with her. And since that
Could you
was
imagine if we
similar,
would have pulled you on stage?
Since
I was
that
very
was-
close.
since that was similar to what happened to you, they probably thought you were
They did.
his wife or
They did.
a paid extra.
They did.
Yeah. No, you were just an insane woman who charged the stage while all the other old ladies
dancing,
couldn't,
dancing.
and then stayed in their way. Yeah.
Whatever was amazing.
I'm not raining on it, right?
No,
I'm not taking
not
anything
at all.
from it. All right. Cool.
No, not one bit.
All right. Good.
It will live in my heart forever.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
As
Anyways,
soon as we left here, like I knew we were forgetting something in the podcast. And I think I said that when we stopped.
Yeah.
I was like, I know there's going to be things that I forgot. And within minutes of seeing a client, I had this. Like we did talk about progress, not perfection. We
Yes.
did mention that, but what I had written like 10 minutes after was change isn't linear. Often it's a couple steps forward and a couple back, and you can always get back on track. And I wish I had said that during.
That was good.
Yeah. And then a couple of podcasts ago when we were talking about therapists and gift giving, like clients giving us gifts. It's funny because I was talking to my daughter about it because my daughter had texted me saying she related to that. She had hand crocheted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she had hand crocheted like a headband for the cold because they live in Spain. And she gave it to her therapist, and her therapist took it graciously as we suggested. But I'm teaching that book, and there's videos that come with the book, and I was like, I'm sure they say don't accept it. And then I played the video, and of course it was a big discussion about why they shouldn't accept a gift.
Oh,
yeah.
I really feel like that just does way more harm.
That's
not
like
accepting it.
I do too. And
It's
I think that's where
awkward.
we agree. And I told my class I'm not teaching ethics in that class. Like I'm skipping that chapter because I feel like I'm very real world and they need to be taught by the book. And I don't want to
mess that up.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. And then we got a comment on the video. I had sent it to you that we were, because a big argument, or not argument, but a big part of your side was if you're living in tension and there's lots of fights, it's better to just have the divorce because it's a single event. And somebody said it's not a single event. I felt like they had, their experience was, it was probably an ugly divorce, and that can also be very like traumatic. I wrote on here, somebody, this has nothing to do with us really, it's kind of like if they're a listener, thank you, but somebody left gummy bears, a pack of gummy bears with my name on it on the podium where I teach in my morning class.
Anonymous?
And I have no idea who did it. It was on 112 Monday. It was a Monday 112. Yeah, and I I was waiting for somebody to acknowledge it. Like I got there really early, and there were only 3 students, and I don't think it was any of them, right? Because I'm looking at them.
Did you
I have no
eat
idea
them?
who they are. I meant to, no, because I'm dieting, so I haven't eaten them. Yeah.
I just keep thinking
I
that,
have
like, what
them
if they
still.
were poison?
Okay. That hadn't crossed my mind.
What if they're poison gummies?
Like they injected poison?
Why would somebody want
it's
to
a
poison
brand.
him?
Maybe somebody
First,
wants
it's a
to kill
brand.
him.
Well, that's
You're
okay.
reading
Let's do that. Let's do that. Hey, listeners, if you'd like to murder me,
Gummy bears.
give
him
me
candy.
some kind of candy that's been injected with a poison. It'll probably
Wait, but
work.
is it sealed like gummy bears?
Of course. It's like
Probably
Haribo, like the main brand. They would have had to like inject things where like tiny pinholes.
Things have happened.
Yeah.
But I had in my mind like just gummy bears and like a little cellophane, like very cutesy. Like this is for Barry.
No. Oh, like they handmade them?
Yes,
No,
yes.
No, that didn't happen.
Okay.
And then we got another comment where a listener asked me, because I mentioned podcasts a lot, they were like, which podcast do you listen to? I did answer on there, but they haven't said anything. So I just wanted to like quickly read it. Like the podcasts I listen to, what I wrote.
Okay.
Barry listens to a wide variety of podcasts.
Speaking to yourself in third person?
Well, I was answering for Therapists Say.
Oh, I thought you were just saying it.
No, it was on YouTube. I was answering for us.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy. I've been meaning to listen to that's what they said. They've been leaning to listen. No, what I was reading was their comment. It seems like Barry listens to a wide variety of podcasts. But I did say, thank you for the comment. Barry listens to, because I don't want to say I listen to. I want them to be clear.
You're acting
and
like
I was acting on all of our behalf.
Like if we had money to like hire an admin person.
Right. That's who did it. The admin person wrote this back, but just in case.
Therapists say secretary.
Right. 10% happier. Which comes out 3 times a week or so. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it's like an hour long. Yeah, it's a lot. It's got a lot of good stuff. It's very Buddhist, but it's also, not that I'm Buddhist, I'm not. I tell people that all
like
the time.
their jobs.
But they like, Well, it is their job. Like
Yeah.
it's his company.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They have a meditation app. They have all
Mhm,
kinds of
mhm.
things. that
Yeah,
go
I've
with
heard
that.
it before.
So I listen to that 3 times a week or more. Where should we begin with Esther Perel,
Mm-hmm.
which is a relationships, like she does couples counseling. It's a one-time session. I shouldn't be advertising them. The Happiness Lab, Hidden Brain, A Slight Change of Plans, and the non-psychology ones I listen to are This American Life, Smartless, and Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And I also listen to the Huberman Lab if the topic interests me and someone tells me about it, I'll go on and listen. That one's 3 hours, and that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it
Oh,
takes
wow.
days to
Yeah.
listen to that one. So that was that. And then one more shrink wrap. So I don't know if we want to handle this in shrink wrap or make an episode about it. It's like
Okay.
a long question. So here's the thing. Here's my question. In relationships, family, lovers, friends. This is one of our super fans, by the way, listens to every episode. Where conflict or harm has occurred and forgiveness has been extended, many people continue the relationship while privately carrying resentment.
Mhm.
From a psychological perspective, how common is this experience? How can someone differentiate between true forgiveness and emotional suppression? And what steps help resolve lingering resentment in a healthy way? That is a deep question,
That's
right?
It's a
loaded.
great question for an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to do like an
I
episode.
have a
on
lot to say about that.
that. Okay. So,
Yeah, so I
so do
think we
we
should-
want?
Save it.
So we're gonna save it.
Mhm.
All right. So
Sorry.
Tracy
Okay.
is the super fan.
Mhm.
We will come back to that question in a
Yes.
future episode.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good question.
Excellent. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
deep.
And relationships.
Yeah.
My
Mm.
fave.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That was it all. I have something pending for shrink wrap, but maybe next time.
Okay.
It's this club at FIU. The
Oh.
2 people that run it are super wholesome.
Oh.
They were students a long time ago, but they have if I was to, it's called Make Us Smile.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just throw this out there but I have no idea how to contact them basically.
Okay.
Because they have a WhatsApp group, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know it. And then they don't have Instagram. And I was like, you got to make
Oh.
an Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people know how to reach out and see what you're doing. But it's a club at FIU that they make crafts for foster kids.
Oh,
Like they make the
sweet.
crafts and then they take them to this place that has foster kids.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
so sweet. Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the students make the crafts. That's the club part.
Yeah.
And then they know they're going to a foster
Oh,
kid.
that's really
Yeah.
sweet. They need to make an Instagram.
They do.
Okay.
I was telling them that when I ran into them. So I wanted to promote them a little
Right.
bit.
Okay.
And then of course we have to promote.
Oh, yes. Porcini.
Porcini.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm on a cinnamon roll and a half.
Yes, she brought us more cinnamon rolls for recording today. They were amazing. So
They
good.
are. I had one before this, and I'm dieting still, which I haven't eaten the gummy bears because of. But
The cinnamon rolls.
I told myself I was just gonna have one bite, like you kind of said, and I was like, I'm just
Couldn't
gonna have a bite. I haven't eaten anything today,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
I ate the whole cinnamon
Yeah,
bun.
Liz and I shared one for breakfast.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I'm only
Oh,
on like
shared
one.
one.
Yeah, we shared one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right? You got
No, I did. I cut it in half.
Okay, so I'm the pig. That's what you're saying. I ate a whole one before this podcast.
I had half.
But
and
that
then
was
I had-
also probably your first meal
Right.
of the day. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a protein drink at
That's fine.
12.
mhm.
Wait, did you not have something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what that my son said.
Yes.
I don't know that I want to say this. We're just
Yes, we can always
Mm.
cut it out.
It's
all right.
exciting.
So Ian, my son Ian, listened to the last episode today.
He's a pretty loyal
and
listener.
he is.
Yeah.
He's top 2%.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Top 2%.
And he's like on time, it seems.
Right. Do you want to say a few more nice things about him?
He's not behind. It
I-
seems like
No,
he's
he
not
stays-
behind on
he
episodes.
Stays on top of it. So what he said was, well, first he said, I always say the same thing when you guys bring up The Voice. I say, I don't watch it, never watched it, and have no interest in watching it. He's like, you say that every time. And I have no memory of that. It just naturally comes to me. Like I have that much disdain for The Voice. And then, and he says, all right, take a breath, Liz. He says, I
great.
think Liz wakes up and just expects everyone else to wake up. Sounds like a monster.
And
Which
he
is
might
funny.
agree.
Which is also funny because somebody had commented on one of our first episodes that you don't have nightmares. You are a nightmare.
Oh, no.
People really come at you.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any of the vitriol. I don't think.
Yeah, I always
Have
get-
there been vitriol Berry comments?
I don't think so.
Have there been vitriol Mel comments?
I don't think so.
So you have 100% of the vitriol comments.
It's only
Two.
one
Two.
comment.
2.
I mean, that
both
doesn't
are-
really count.
Both are monsterish. I agree with my son. Like I have told, I think I said this during that episode. I tell people
that she doesn't exist.
people like that don't exist. People do not wake up happy and ready to go. No. But
I cannot
apparently we
relate.
did get another comment,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
From where did it go?
But she has gotten nice comments, like this person here.
Yeah, I'm looking.
And then I
Where was
remember another nice, somebody
Oh, you-
commented saying that they could relate to Liz the most or something. a
Yeah,
while
she's
ago.
gotten good. Okay, so maybe she gets the most comments, period.
You're right.
Like, I don't think I get any good comments either. Oh, well, I listen to podcasts. Thanks. Yeah.
Nobody talks about
This,
Michael
yeah,
in the
this
comments.
person, Brianna Sanchez is her handle on YouTube, says, I'm like Liz. I wake up completely fine and I don't snooze the alarm. I don't snooze the alarm either. I just don't wake up raring to go. Many times I'll even wake up before my alarm and just be up.
How
I do that, especially on the weekend.
I wake up before the alarm.
But I would like
does
to
happen
say,
for me.
okay, in my defense, for example, on Saturday, Eddie and Violet were still sleeping. Grayson wanted to wake up, like he was already like up. So I didn't make everybody get up. Me and Grayson went downstairs and I drank my coffee and I left Eddie and Violet alone. So I don't like wake. I think it's hard for me during
You
the-
deserve a Nobel Prize.
Thank you.
Like,
It's during like the work
Like-
week that I know like he needs to be somewhere and I need to be somewhere. And now everybody is late to work and I'm like
annoyed.
annoyed.
it's just so giving of you to let them sleep and just go downstairs with Grayson.
Right. Right. So
She's a
it's
nice
not-
monster.
Yeah. How long has shrink wrap been? People
Yeah.
have complained it's too long,
And
but then
then-
other
Long
people
one.
say they love it.
Exactly.
So
Can't please everybody.
Yeah.
No, we can't make everybody happy.
No.
we're doing our best. We're trying.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about Liz's question today.
Oh.
So
So here we go.
So
Let's
here we
get
go.
into it.
Okay. So me and Mel are reading The Silent Patient.
thanks to Barry.
Thanks to Barry.
Okay.
So I want to talk.
I didn't love it.
Okay.
You remember?
Oh, we're not going to talk about the book, but
I did want to see what you guys thought. It was a very popular book. Like when I got it,
Yeah.
everyone was talking about it.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't get
right.
it because of that. I think it was a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I was given the book.
Yeah, you
As a
told us
gift.
it was a
Yeah.
gift.
So I want to talk about silence. And I want to talk about how uncomfortable silence makes some people. And we mostly have our controversial friend Freud to thank for that because he always said that there has to be meaning with silence.
Hmm.
And he
See?
also argued the psychoanalysis was always the interpreter. They are the ones
Silence.
who interpret the silence,
Hmm.
not the patient.
So since we're reading the book, I'm super into it. I'm already halfway through.
I know she's beating me.
I am. On the airplane, I read for 4 hours straight. Like I
Wow.
didn't even stop.
I recommend JetBlue. They have movies.
Yeah, JetBlue's great until they canceled my flight.
Can't stand you.
You can't stand me.
No.
They
Why?
canceled my flight. I'm mad at JetBlue. Okay, so I usually don't highlight in books ever.
Especially fictional books. Like,
That's
what are we
true.
talking about?
That's
Like, this is
true.
a fictional book.
It's true,
Right.
but
She's super into this.
I love Freud, and
Okay.
there's a lot of mention of Freud in the book.
I don't even remember that. I read that book like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, there's a
Maybe
lot of
more.
mention of Freud. And so I highlighted a lot, but one of the quotes I highlighted is from Freud. And he said, unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. Sigmund Freud.
I agree with. I think that's a good insight.
Yeah, I agree too. But since Freud is a little controversial in the therapy
Yes.
world, a lot of people maybe don't agree with that. So that's what we're going to talk
That's
about,
what we're
right,
gonna
Liz?
Yep. Right.
Well, we're talking about unexpressed emotions.
Silence.
Or we're talking about silence.
We're talking about
Silence.
silence.
Okay. Are they the same?
That's what we're going to debate.
Are they?
I don't see them as the same. Like you can do a ton of talking and not express emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And silence, you might not be silent because you're trying to not express emotion.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Like,
I
I
think
do
this is such a great topic, like especially for therapy. We are trained to sit in the silence.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's the most uncomfortable part of being a therapist.
Yeah. I don't mind though. I've never minded sitting in silence with clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I feel when I do it with my clients, like I know that,
but not in my personal life.
Yeah, I know there's a purpose to it, and I enjoy practicing the technique of sitting in the silence. But I know it makes some of my clients uncomfortable.
Yeah. I agree. I think I experience it more when I've run groups. Like the group goes silent for a minute and then it's like, who's going to break the silence? I just said this in my class the other day. We were talking about like issues beginning therapists face. That was the chapter, and silence was part of that. Like the ability to be comfortable with silence. Maybe I'm not sure how it came up, but I was talking about how I've run groups and people won't talk, and I enjoy it. Like I like the tension, and then somebody will usually break the silence. And I watch to see who that is. Like it's usually the person that can't handle the silence.
The most anxious one.
Right. But then when groups know that, then they all then it becomes a contest to see who can we all just stay quiet? And eventually then I'll be like, okay, now it's just a contest. You know?
I cut you off when you were saying that not in your personal life.
Oh, yeah. I think I have a problem with silence in personal relationships, but not in therapy.
Like with your client.
Right. That's what I mean with my clients.
Oh, I see. So if Eddie or your mom or Melissa,
that silence I take
you,
as like rejection,
I see,
or somebody not expressing their
emotions,
their feelings and emotions.
So you're kind of putting them together. You're kind of because I consider silence like separate, but what I think you guys are doing is like when I'm feeling something and I don't express it, more like suppression of my feelings, and using silence in that way. I see. Okay.
Well, and I think for me, I feel that way because Freud, we've read so much that there is something to be interpreted with silence. And even that silence was seen as resistance. He argued that silence can be seen as
I could see it being resistant, perhaps. Like I think that's one option.
Or just like people have nothing to say.
In therapy? Are we talking about in therapy?
I guess I'm talking about
general?
like parallel at the same time.
I think in general, if someone, like I could see it as resistance, but I could also see it as, like I think sometimes when I like shut down silence, that kind of silence, because I embrace silence. Like I go on silent retreats. Like that's something I try to do. Right. But silence as like a coping strategy seems to be what we're talking about it more. I think when I go silent, it's because I feel overwhelmed with what's going on, and I can't process, and I'm also afraid of how I'll react. So I'm shutting down to protect myself from doing something I'll regret, and to slow down and let my brain kind of process what's going on. I don't see that as resistance when I shut down.
Well, that's intentional.
I don't think it's intentional. I think I'm creating an explanation. Like it happens very naturally. Yeah.
So like you're not being mindful when you become silent. Like it's
in that way,
right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Like I feel like I'm so like there's so many emotions going on inside of me that I don't know how to express anything. Like you know Gottman, right? For the listener, Gottman is like a famous researcher of couples, right? Relationships. And he's done a ton of research. He doesn't really do the therapy. His wife does therapy, and they run things together, I think, just so people know who he is. But he's super famous. And he calls it stonewalling,
Yes.
right? Like that's one of the 4 horsemen
Right.
of the
Yes.
apocalypse of the marriage. Like it's one of the really negative things people are doing or in relationships. And I've argued that I think like if I were in a relationship and we're fighting and I shut down, I don't think it's stonewalling. Like I think stonewalling is I'm shutting down to punish you. But
Right.
sometimes I'm shutting down because I'm overwhelmed with what's going on.
But then
you
do you
know?
bring it up at another time?
Well, I think that would be the healthy thing to do.
Right. But I don't.
Right.
I think a lot of people don't.
Like once I can process it, I can go back and talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it depends also. It depends on the relationship. Like if it's a boss, like sometimes I've shut down with bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And like I've literally, this makes me sound awful, but at a place I worked where maybe I was having a bad day, I don't know, but I was getting a lot of shit from my boss. And I was like, you can stop now or I'm going home sick.
Oh.
Like that's where we're at.
Wow.
And she was like, and I walked out.
Mhm.
And that would be, I don't think I was stonewalling. I don't think I
No.
was punishing her. I feel like I am going to lose my shit
Mhm.
and I'm trying to protect all of us from that.
Mhm.
And
Especially me, because I'll get fired, right? Like I'm trying to
Right.
protect myself.
And what about silence as a boundary?
What do you mean?
Kind of almost like, I mean, you kind of not necessarily exactly how you just said, but like that, like using silence as a boundary to maybe like not engage in a conversation that could get difficult, or like walking away.
As being the silence
Right.
instead of like responding.
Yeah, or reacting.
I think that's a healthy strategy. Like I used to do anger management, which people thought was weird because they see me as an angry person. But no, they used to say that. Or some of them were like, I'm glad you're doing anger management. You seem like you
You're
deal with
angry.
anger.
You're
Yeah,
angry.
like you deal with
Well,
anger.
they
Rather
probably
than like a
trusted
Buddha
you
guy
more.
that's like, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
always peaceful. They
Right.
felt they could relate to me more.
Mhm.
But some people were like, that's crazy. You're the anger management guy. It was at a treatment center I worked at.
Right.
But the guy before me was much angrier, just in my defense. Like
Your opinion?
he was awful. And he was the anger management guy. And then I guess he quit or got fired, and then
He
they
got
asked
angry?
me to step
He
in.
got angry.
Probably lost his shit. Anyhow,
Yeah.
when I did anger management workshops based on previous work, like this isn't my work, I didn't come up with all this stuff. The research indicated, yeah, sometimes you need to take a walk. You need
Right.
to leave the situation.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing anger management, there's a lot of domestic violence or, people that are
Explosive.
they've received some kind of consequences for their anger, right? Like they've gotten in fights, or domestic violence is a common one. And I think walking away is important, right? Like this is how I control my anger. Like I need to get out of the situation right now and come back to it in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, but I think you've mentioned this before, where when silence is used against you,
Like as a punishment?
well, that's how it feels for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I know
I
you've
think-
mentioned that before.
Because I think I am comfortable with silence. I think a lot of times, like I take walks, like I can reflect and then I can come back and I can talk about things. So I think when I feel like other people can't come back from it, I think that's when I have a hard time, that I feel like silence was avoidance.
I guess my thing is, did you decide it's time to come back, or you know what I mean? Like you're in a conflict with someone, they go
Right.
silent.
Uh-huh. Well, and I feel like usually I'll say like, okay, let's talk about it tomorrow, or let's talk about it in the morning.
That's reasonable.
And yeah, I feel like I try really hard in those situations to put a time, and that person can agree or disagree. Like if they were to be like, no, we'll come back to it whenever, I wouldn't be like, no, I said you're coming back to it like right now. And then usually that time comes and
They don't come back.
right, it's not come back.
So
to.
what did you mean when you said silence is a boundary? Because are they setting it? Because I think in that case, like
Right, I guess I'm talking about two things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's a separate one of what we're
Okay.
talking about, like coming back to it. But
Right.
I think also like using silence as a boundary. And maybe that comes in like even other parts of like different relationships, even like friendships, when I think what we were talking about, maybe a conversation that you just already had and don't want to keep having.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not always like having to
Okay.
explain yourself.
The person in your situation, the other situation, not feel like that?
Maybe.
Like this is my boundary? I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't consider silence generally a healthy boundary.
Right.
Like it's a boundary in the moment.
Yeah.
But we're never going to talk about this. I mean, I guess if we've talked about it 100 times, like what's the point? Like with a kid,
Well,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like with a kid, you set that boundary, right? Like
Mhm.
you're just trying to get toys or whatever, like
Mhm.
candy. And I've said no, like the boundary, this is the
Mhm.
boundary.
Yeah, I think
But-
I say that daily
right. So
to my
I don't
children.
know. Like I don't think I've experienced that where it's like we're not going to talk about this again.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But maybe like because I remember I was in marriage counseling at one point and I was like, how long do we have to keep bringing up what I did wrong? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, can we have like a statute of limitations?
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I feel like I'm getting beat up for the same thing for years, you know, or not, maybe not years, but months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe then
Mhm.
like it might be appropriate. I don't know. But the other person, I mean, you're the most like focused on couples, right? I do see couples. I love couples. Like that's what I prefer, but you have that's like your specialty.
Mhm.
So what do you think in a situation like that? Is silence a boundary or is it avoidance? And what do we do with that?
Mhm.
Yeah, that comes up all the time with infidelity because one partner is like, I'm over talking about this over and over
Right.
again. And then the other partner says, I can't stop talking about it until I feel better.
Right.
So Gottman actually has
Oh.
attune, attach.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a 3-step model that Gottman came up with to recover from infidelity. In this model, first part in the atone is, and this takes months to like do this model. It starts with a confession, deal with the triggers productively, behavioral change, transparency and verification, understanding what went wrong, which for me is a very important part of couples therapy. Exploring reasons for the return of the return to the relationship and understand a high cost for future betrayal and begin acceptance and forgiveness process. That's the atonement part
Mhm.
of it. And then once that is done and both partners feel like they've successfully completed this section, like the
Mhm.
person that was betrayed doesn't feel like they don't understand, because that's where it comes from for me, is that they don't understand why this happened and then they keep asking the same questions over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And then the other partner shuts down and that's where the silence starts, or they just give up because they feel like they're never going to make up for, their mistake. Then the second part is attune. And so the couple must learn to handle conflict so it doesn't overwhelm and create new distance. And as part of new commitment, couple goes public to those closest, establishing the new relationship is real. So in this part, in the attune, which is also a part that couples get stuck on, is that they need to find someone close to them and they have to tell them what happened. I guess kind of like accountability.
Mhm.
And then the last part is attach, which is the ability to attune must reach the bedroom slowly. So without intimacy, the relationship can't begin again. So this is the part where they have to start being intimate with each other and enjoy it. There is no space for silence in this process.
Mhm.
And if there is silence, you have to come back to it. Like you can't get past the first stage if you're just gonna
Right.
stay in the silent part.
Yeah. I think probably it's important to figure out what is the silence about
Right.
for that person.
Mhm.
Like I don't agree with Freud, it's always resistance. I
Mhm.
think it can be I can't articulate what I'm
Mhm.
feeling at this moment, you know. And then if that's their excuse, then they need to figure out how to
How to
do
do
that,
that.
right? Like just do the best you can with it, write it out, or you know what I mean? Like walk around and think like what am I thinking? What am I feeling?
I feel like you brought up two things that are both like equally very important, but I kind of want to go back to the part about when it's appropriate to choose silence.
Right.
I feel very secure with who I am. And if I have a conflict in my life that I feel like I won't gain anything by having a conversation with someone that maybe I don't agree with, like I will choose silence over trying to repair or trying to explain myself or ask questions.
I think that's where I was also going with it too, in terms of like, I also feel like in a society we live now, we always have to explain ourselves or everybody needs to find meaning to something. But I feel like sometimes, like I don't want to explain myself in those kinds of very specific situations. They're never going to understand me anyways. So
I feel like it comes into play more like maybe with someone that you were close to at one point and now you aren't.
Right. But in an ongoing relationship.
Or is that just me
that
and
ever
sweeping things?
Is it ever appropriate? Right. I think sometimes on this podcast we grapple with topics that people want an black and white answer to, right? And there's all kinds of things, you know what I mean? There's all kinds of variables. There's times silence is an appropriate boundary, perhaps, and then there's times silence is avoidance. And you have to, that's why I said I think it's important to figure out what is the silence about for this person, right? Like, are they overwhelmed with emotion and anger? You know, they're afraid of what's going to come out. Do they feel like you're never going to understand me anyhow? So why explain myself? You know, there's so many possible reasons for the silence, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it might be you're not going to understand me anyway. So why am I going to bother to sit here and
and that can be
something?
And that can even be in an ongoing relationship.
Yeah.
Like we don't agree on this topic.
Right.
Like Gottman says, like, here I am. You
quoting Gottman.
Yeah, again. But he says a lot of fights with couples are unresolvable. And what he means by that is you don't divorce, you just agree to disagree.
Right.
Like, we see this differently.
And that's okay.
And that's, we don't have to, it doesn't always have to be somebody's right and somebody's wrong. I'm not trying to turn this into like a whole relationships episode.
No, but it goes,
I mean, everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It goes into, it doesn't have to just be a romantic relationship, like any relationship or friendship.
Right. We're not going to agree on everything.
Yeah. So I kind of agree that not all silence
needs to be interpreted or it needs to have meaning.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree that all silence doesn't have, meaning, but like, you know, like it's not motivated, right? Like silence is good. Like I like silence. I embrace silence. Like there's times, like tomorrow I teach all day. A lot of times I drive home not like in silence.
Right.
Yeah, I do too. I do
because I'm like, I don't even want to hear anything anymore. And I think that'll probably be the case tomorrow because I have a really busy, my last class, there's a lot to get done and I'm going to be exhausted, I feel, when that is over. And I probably will drive home in silence because I embrace silence. Like I think silence is good. Like there's a famous thing about music wouldn't be anything without the silence in between the notes. You get one, like there has to be silence. It's part of everything.
There's also, I just remembered when I was in grad school, I used to have this quote like printed at my desk at my internship that would say like therapy isn't a radio. Like it doesn't have to be like constantly going. And that what we find is in the silence too.
Yeah. I tell my clients that a lot of times the most important part of therapy happens when you leave.
Right.
In that silence, right? And when you're like driving home and you're thinking about the session you just had.
I literally say that all the time as a like reason that in-person therapy is better than video therapy, because with video therapy you're already home, probably, right? Like people do it from home. So or let's say you did it during your lunch break at work, right? I've had clients do it in their car, right? Like they go outside to their car. You're going right back into something where when you drive to therapy, you have to drive to the next place and you have time for that kind of quiet reflection, right? I think silence is essential. I think the reason you're bringing it up is You said because of the book,
Mhm.
where it's called The Silent Patient because for whatever reason, this woman's institutionalized. They think she murdered, or she did. She murdered somebody, right? They
Her
think she
husband.
murdered her husband.
Mhm.
So she's in an institution for the criminally insane, and she hasn't said a word since
Mhm.
then.
Mhm.
Like not a
Since the
word.
murder.
Yeah, like
Right.
not a word.
Not a word.
And that's why it's called The Silent Patients. You know, are you wondering like why is she silent? I think that's the point of the book. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
reading, you're like, why is she silent? You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what's going on in there?
I know. I can't wait to finish.
No, but now I have to catch up.
Catch up.
I do feel in therapy, like if I was in therapy and the client was quiet and I was quiet, which I don't feel happens enough, maybe. Like I feel like there's exchanges and I
Yeah.
have
Of course.
questions, right?
Mhm.
Like
Right.
like I think my strength as a therapist is my curiosity, so I want to know.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But if there did fall a silence after a little bit of it, I'd be like, what was going on for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where were you?
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Of course.
Like and that's probably fruitful.
Mhm.
Like we were talking about, like something's going on in there, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, we'll probably have to come back to this in another
Yeah.
podcast.
We talked.
Not this, but I meant like you were quoting Gottman's work on infidelity, and
Mhm.
Esther Perel she wrote a book called The State of Affairs.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
You've read it?
No, I haven't read it.
Oh, she
but
has like a process also. Like
I've
I
heard
use
of it
her
so much.
stuff more with
Oh, yeah?
infidelity. Like I have a note in my phone when I get a couple that's had infidelity. Like these are the stages, which are a
Oh.
little different. I like Gottman's because it's very like
What are
AA.
hers?
I said we should come back to it
Oh.
another time. Like talk about infidelity as a podcast.
For Valentine's.
For Valentine's Day.
That would be very me.
I would be.
Like one time I wrote, how do you mend a broken heart and put it out on Valentine's Day?
Oh.
Well, for Psychology Today.
That's cute.
I mean, I feel like it's very on
Appropriate.
brand for me after I completely
Ruin the
threw
holidays. Yeah.
our holiday
Yeah, let's
episodes.
ruin Valentine's
Under the
Day
fire.
next.
Ruin all the
Because our
holidays.
next episode, not this episode,
Mhm.
obviously, but
Mhm.
the next episode is Valentine's Day, and it's Mel's question. So
Yep.
if you're in a loving relationship, you might want to skip that one. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll try really hard to make it
Positive.
positive.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see.
One thing I would add about if it's a couple, probably because that's where I think of it the most, where I need time to process and then we'll come back to it. Thich Nhat Hanh, I mean, it's a Buddhist.
Mhm.
He's a Buddhist guy, or was. He's deceased, but he said in one of his books about anger, actually, he says you should probably come back within 24 hours,
Right.
and I think that's very reasonable.
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
probably a few hours to calm down, But I had a client recently that said he barely talked to his wife for 8 months because he was pissed off about
How do
something.
you do
I don't.
that?
Sheesh, you got me.
For 8 months?
8 months.
That's impressive.
And she just took it?
I mean, I'm sure they did like the workings of the house type conversation, but they didn't have, like, they didn't show
Mhm.
affectionate
Connect.
conversation. You know what I mean? Like, how was your day? Like, none of that
Mhm.
for 8
Probably
months.
very transactional.
Probably like,
Mhm.
what time do you have to leave? I have to leave at 9. Like, that's the extent of the conversation.
There was this thing going around on social media, and it was like this Asian couple, remember?
Yeah, that didn't talk to each other for 20 years.
Yes, the husband stopped.
Yeah, he was so pissed.
I couldn't remember why. Do you remember why he
No,
stopped
it was
talking
like a
about
minor thing in my
Yes.
opinion, but Japanese culture is very
it?
different.
Yes.
Yeah, but they didn't talk for 20 years.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen that numerous
Me
times
too. Me
on
too.
social media.
Yeah, me too. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And then they just started talking again. Like
Yes.
he just
Yeah,
just-
like if
it
nothing.
took
It
him-
took 20 years to get over it.
Yeah.
Mhm. And like if nothing, one day he just started talking to her.
Yeah. Like they raised a kid or something
It was wild. It was wild.
without really
Mhm.
talking. He was so upset with her about who knows? Like I don't think it was infidelity. Like I don't think it was a huge thing.
No, it was
Not
something
I shouldn't say
that
it's not a huge
he...
thing. Infidelity isn't the only big thing.
Look, here it is. I found it. It was Japanese man goes viral speaking to his wife for the first time in 20 years. It says he was jealous. Oh, wow. We should do a whole episode on this. He was jealous of the attention she gave their children, feeling he wasn't getting enough. And after an argument, he sulked into silence, communicating only with grunts and nods until their children contacted a TV show to help resolve the issue, leading to him finally speaking to her again, expressing gratitude and regret.
I think that is a whole nother episode.
Yep.
It's a whole episode.
I mean,
Not just him, but like men feeling like they are. I mean, I would save this for that episode, but I had a client once that said he doesn't mind being third behind the kids for his wife's attention, but it feels like he never gets to the front of the line.
yeah.
Like the kids just keep coming back around in front of him, and they ended up divorced.
Oh.
Yeah. I was seeing him individually, but
That's a very popular complaint.
yeah,
Yes.
it's in the relationship stuff that I'm writing for our book, if we ever
We
do
will.
that.
The resolution was on a park bench, their first date spot. He finally spoke, apologizing for the hardship and expressing gratitude for her endurance.
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Wow. So what do you think? Let's we
Summarize
have a
this
few
here.
minutes, right?
Mhm.
Was his avoidance or was it a boundary?
Liz is like, I would have left in year
20
one.
years? That was punishment.
Right. 100%.
Like 20 years.
That was like a gimme question.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're out there wondering, like
He's
if you
probably a
go
narcissist.
if you go weeks without talking to your
Mhm.
partner, it's probably a punishment.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably.
I agree.
Most likely.
Mhm.
And what would you suggest, like, just to make it so, what would you do, either as a therapist or like if it was your friends, if you feel like, let's say it's what we were talking about, it's a close relationship and there's a topic you've had enough about hearing. That's how we got on infidelity,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Because you deal
Yeah.
with it all the time with your couples. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I cheated on her. I'm over,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
not I'm over it, because that's
Yeah, but
not
they're
the right
usually
thing to
over
say.
talking about it.
Yeah,
over and over again.
they're over feeling guilty,
Mhm.
right? The couples I've
Mhm.
dealt with infidelity, a lot of times, like I've heard them say, I would rather get divorced than keep putting up with
Yeah.
this. Like I feel
Right.
like but it's not that she's making it so bad. I said she because
Usually it's
a lot of times
Mhm, mhm.
what the couples I've dealt with, it was the male that
Mhm.
had infidelity. That's why I said she. It isn't always she.
Mhm.
Okay. But it's not like she's really punishing him with it, in my opinion, but it's his guilt.
right.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
his guilt. So I guess the question I was posing, it doesn't have to necessarily be infidelity,
Mhm.
but there's an issue, whether it's politics or infidelity or just something you're never going to agree on. Like when like what would you do? Like you have this couple that comes into therapy and there's this issue, and that, or maybe it's a parent and their teenage or adult child, and it's like one doesn't want to talk about it anymore and the other one does. Like how do you resolve that?
I usually try to get them both to an understanding. Like
Mhm.
try to get them both to understand the other person's perspective.
Of
And you
course.
don't have to agree with it, the whole like let's agree to disagree.
Right.
But just that acknowledgement of, I understand where you're coming from. Maybe I don't totally agree, but I could see it from your perspective. I think there's some peace that you could find within that, because
Right.
usually that's what it's about, is they're both looking for peace.
Right.
Like
They both want to be heard.
yeah.
Yeah.
And to feel like that sense of he agrees or he understands or whatever. So if
Yeah.
you can't agree, maybe you can
Right.
at least understand some piece of it and find that peace. Make the
That's
peace
good.
for
That's a good
yourself.
answer. I like that answer.
Thank you.
What do you think, Liz?
I agree.
You were awful quiet there. Did it have meaning?
No.
Okay.
And that's a wrap on this episode of Therapist Say. I'm your host, Mel.
And I'm your other host, Liz.
I'm the co-host, Barry.
The end.
Bye.
All right, that's it for today's episode of Therapist Say. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, you laughed, learned something, or at least realized you're not the only one with issues.
New episodes drop every 2 weeks, so hit follow and don't forget self-care.